What's going on, guys? This is Raph from Between Two Forks, back again this week with a brand new recipe. I am so excited to do a brand new recipe because for the past few weeks we've been so busy that we haven't really had a chance to create a new recipe. I haven't had a chance to, and that's what Between Two Forks is. Between Two Forks is all about recipes and sharing food love. So anyhow, this week we're partnering up with ChaskiBox. If you guys don't know what ChaskiBox is, I will link everything down below so you can check it out and see how you can get one for yourself. And Daniel is the owner of ChaskiBox. Thank you so much for working with us and being so patient. And yeah, I just want to say thank you, and I really appreciate you giving us the chance to work with you. So ChaskiBox is a Peruvian food subscription box. So these are the two things that came in the boxes that he sent me. The boxes have a lot more in them. These are just the two things that I'm going to be using today. So what we're going to be making today is a spicy Peruvian style pineapple fried rice. I know you're looking at me going, ew, pineapple fried rice. I promise this is going to be delicious. Peruvian cuisine, I am not extremely knowledgeable when it comes to it. I haven't had much exposure, so I actually took a lot of time researching and just kind of doing a lot of reading on my own, and I found out that there's this thing called Chifa in Peru, and it is Chinese Peruvian or Peruvian Chinese cuisine, because there is a large number of Chinese immigrants there, and the Chinese cuisine is a huge part of Peruvian culture, which is really cool for me because I never knew that. I learned something new. So today, like I said, we're going to be using the chili paste, making a pineapple fried rice. And before I get started, if you guys like what you see, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It'll mean the world to me, and it'll help us continue all of this craziness. So anyhow, let's get started. Alright guys, so let's talk a little bit about the ingredients. So today we're going to be using, of course, pineapple. We have some eggs here that are already scrambled from before. We have 2 eggs there. We have about a half a pound of fresh prawns here that I slightly blanched it until it is barely cooked, because the heat from the fried rice when we're cooking it will finish the cooking process. You never want to overcook. You never want to overcook anything, honestly, because it tastes like crap when you overcook it. So you want to barely blanch it until it turns pink, strain it, rinse it in cold water, and then that will be perfect. We have some shallots, which we're going to have to slice up right now. We have some charred corn, and outside of charred corn, there are also peas and carrots in there as well. For peas and carrots and charred corn, I actually used frozen. I didn't, get fresh from a market or harvest it in my backyard. No, this is going to be a quick, easy recipe. Perfect for when you're busy on a weeknight. And also the last thing we have here is some diced ham. Guys, let's talk about fried rice for a quick second. Fried rice, you really want to use rice from the night before that you made. So you let it sit overnight, let it dry out a little bit, because the moisture content evaporates and makes a much better fried rice. It's less mushy, the rice doesn't stick together. And one way you can judge a fried rice by how good it's made is by how easy the rice falls apart from each other. It doesn't clump up like a big block. You want it to be able to spread out fairly easily. Okay? We have a little bit of Chinese cooking wine here. I like when I stir fry and use high heat cooking, I actually prefer using lard. This is pork fat that I actually like to use because it's low in flavor, it's great, and it's, let me slow down for a second. It has a really high smoke point, so it's fantastic for stir frying. And of course, we're going to be actually using both of the chili peppers. This is aji panca, and this is, did I just say aji? Aji panca, I think that's how you pronounce it, and aji mirasol. These are two very, very mild chili paste that we're going to be using. If I remember correctly, the panca has a very, very smoky flavor to it, which I'm really looking forward to. And if you don't have these Peruvian chili pastes on hand, then you can substitute it with any chili paste you want. You know, honestly, you can really use sriracha if you want to as well. But of course, sriracha is a lot spicier than these Peruvian chili pastes. So anyhow, let's dice these babies up. I'm going to cut up the green onions, and we'll get started on making a fried rice. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and slice these beautiful, beautiful shallots into really thin slices. I have my trusty Kang Thomas Keller collection chef knife here. I gotta tell you, this is hands down my favorite chef knife. It is extremely sharp. If you haven't seen my review for it, definitely go check it out. I'm actually partnering up with Kang again here shortly, doing a demonstration for one of their carving sets. I'm not going to tell you which one, you're just gonna have to stay tuned for it. But thank you, Henry, thank you, Scarlett and Maddie, for partnering with me again. So you guys have something fun to look forward to. I definitely am looking forward to it. So anyhow, let's cut these babies into thin slices real quick. So to talk a little bit about fried rice, guys, what you want to do is look at fried rice for Chinese people is like an omelet, okay? And what do Chinese people do with everything that they do? They throw rice at it, right? So that's basically what fried rice is. It's just an omelet with rice, right? So with any of these ingredients, if you don't like certain, a certain or a particular ingredient in here, definitely feel free to omit it, replace it with something. It is all up to you. Like I said before, recipes are like guidelines. Outside of baking, recipes are complete guidelines. You can really just tweak it however you want. Alright guys, so I have my trusty camp stove here. I got my camera moved, so now you can see inside of the wok. So anyhow, turn this baby up to about medium high to high heat if you want to. You want to get this thing searing hot because that's what, stir fry is all about. It's about the extreme high heat cooking. So I have this on high right now. Quick drizzle of oil. Let that heat up just a little bit. Alright, so first thing you want to do is you want to get your aromatics in there. So garlic first. Get your garlic in there. I obviously did not heat the pan up enough. There we go. Oh, God, that smells so good. I gotta tell you, garlic hitting hot oil or butter is one of the best things in the world. It smells so good. Just for a few seconds, garlic in there. And then next you have your shallots. Alright, so as you can see, now that the aromatics are nice and aromatic, you want to add your ham to it. We have about a half a cup of ham here. Space for here. I'm going to heat up the ham a little bit, get the fat and the smokiness of the ham into the oil. And the next thing we're going to do here is we're actually going, I am not prepared for this. Okay, we're back. I finally got the it's yummy. Oh yeah, the panca's very smoky. Panca's a lot more mild. The mirsol is a little bit spicier, so we're going to add about a tablespoon of each in here. Move that out of the way. Heat down just a little bit. You don't want to burn the chili. That smells so good. Then you want to get the pineapples in here and coated. You know what? I'm actually going to add just a little bit more of the if you don't like heat as much, we'll skip the mirsol and just use the panca for both color and the smokiness. Woo! Get your shrimp in here. Bit. Just a little bit more oil. Now before you add the eggs and the veggies as well as the green onions, you want to go ahead and add the rice in there. Alright, we're back. So now that we have all of the rice heated up, you can see that it falls apart very, very easily. I know you guys are probably looking at me going, I've heard you hate non-stick woks. I do. I actually hate non-stick cookware, period, because I just don't believe it's healthy for you, you know, but to each their own. I'm not going to go down that path. But the reason I'm using this non-stick wok is because this is the only wok, flat bottom wok, that I have. And it is a non-stick one, so yeah, so that's why I am using a non-stick wok right now. Or if not, if I'm demonstrating or filming this outside, I'll actually be using the carbon steel wok instead. So anyhow, let's go ahead and add your veggies and your eggs. love the color of this fried rice. I was hoping for a little bit more red in the rice itself from the chili paste, but it's not as bright red as I thought it would be. But that's okay. It smells amazing. The panca smells so smoky. I'm turning the heat down now just a little bit. If you like a little bit more heat, of course you can always add a chili when you're cooking your aromatics, or you can add a little bit of chili powder, flakes, whatever floats your boat. Quick pinch of salt. Onions. This is about one good stalk of green onion, one medium, I guess medium-sized one. Excuse me. Turn the heat off. Give the rice a quick toss. Toss that green onion into the rice. Alright guys, so now we're back. I'm sorry I'm a little stiff. This is actually my first time like demoing cooking and speaking at the same time. I'm usually pretty quiet when I'm cooking, unless I'm yelling at someone to get out of the kitchen and just let me do it. Devin can tell you all about that. I am a mean cook in the kitchen. That's what she likes to say. But anyway, we are going to be using half of the pineapple as a serving boat. So that's one way you can impress your guests, by coming out with a half a pineapple worth of fried rice. You know, I haven't even gotten the chance to try this fried rice yet, so I am going to take a bite to see how it tastes. It's very smoky. The reason I didn't use a lot of ham in this, because the smokiness of the ham tends to be overpowering, so you use a little less ham than you would shrimp and eggs, because shrimp is more Peruvian. The Peruvians eat a lot of seafood, so that's why I wanted to kind of make this recipe more Peruvian, you know, geared towards a Peruvian feel. So a lot of shrimp, a little less ham, Peruvian chilies, pineapple. Pineapple is actually grown in Peru. It is one of their native exports that they actually grow in there. So that's something I learned new that I want to share with you. Alright, there you guys have it. Our spicy pineapple fried rice partnership with ChaskiBox, and this is my version of Chifa, and I hope you guys like it. And you know, I gotta be honest with you, I just realized I made this big thing of fried rice in here, and I served it in a half a pineapple, and I realized how little fried rice the restaurants are giving you. So next time you order something from a restaurant and they tell you they're going to serve it to you in a half a pineapple, I'm just going to tell you straight up, there's not much in it. There's probably maybe a bowl and a half of fried rice in there. Pretty smart, guys, to serve it in a pineapple. So if I ever get a restaurant and you see that I'm serving stuff in a half a pineapple, you know I am cutting corners and I am trying to keep costs down. I will see you guys next time. Bye.